Are ye ready, fans? Oh, who is a G.I. Joe that set out to sea? Obnoxious and belligerent and silly is he. If more action figures be something you wish, don't be rude and call his girlfriend a fish. It be Shipwreck, it be Shipwreck, it be Shipwreck. Yar! It be Shipwreck review today. Ha ha ha! Hey G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Today we will be looking at 1985 Shipwreck version 1. Now, as mentioned in my quick shot, or my quick look, sorry, that I really like Shipwreck. He's my ¡1 favorite character from the 1985 line on the G.I. Joe side. He's very well sculpted. I loved his character in the Sunbow animated series. He was funny. Very rarely was he ever serious. So he was the comic relief. And I think one of the sillier aspects that he did was in the Pyramid of Darkness, I think it was, when he and Snake Eyes infiltrated the plant where they were putting together the pyramid cubes, and they had to escape with the help of a singer in a Cobra Lounge, and Shipwreck came out of this woman's van dressed real goofy, and Snake Eyes was dressed kind of like Boy George, and they put on a little performance to get past the Cobra agents. Just silly things like that that really made me laugh when I was a kid, and still do. You know, I watched the Sunbow series even to this day. Discovery Family has it, and I recorded it and then put it onto VHS just for that little 80s flair, to watch it on VHS. So I sit down and watch it every once in a while. So, also have a few episodes on DVD, which I enjoy too. But so let's go ahead and get into the review here. Shipwreck was first released as a part of the 4th series in 1985. He is also available in 86 and was discontinued in 1987. So he was around for a while, which was pretty nice. A cool character. He did not get another version until the 90s, when he was released packaged in a wetsuit as a Navy SEAL. But Shipwreck's original retail price was $2.35. So has inflation really brought those prices up, huh? Okay, so Shipwreck came with a few accessories. He came with a silver percussion pistol, which I have a pirate pistol I promised to show that I'll show that along with the review. He came with a boarding hook, a 3/8 inch string or line, and a handle, and he also came with his parrot Polly. So I don't know about you guys, but my friends and I, we didn't play with the boarding hook very much. I mean, that was one accessory. Yeah, it was nice, but really didn't, it didn't play well. I mean, the string wasn't long enough. We just set it to a side and just forgot about it, really. Polly, he got occasional play because he was in the cartoon. But Shipwreck did make several media appearances. He appeared, as aforementioned, in the Sunbow animated series. He also showed up in cartoons. Also in the Marvel comic series, the episode of Devil's Due. He had trading cards, he had stickers, file cards, all kinds of different things that were pretty interesting. The list just goes on and on and on. So needless to say, he is a pretty popular character. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the review. All right, so here he is, 1985 Shipwreck in all of his glory. I decided to display him. See if I could zoom out on that a little bit more. There we go. Decided to display him on my night landing. And both from the same year. So, yeah, Shipwreck looks really good on that. I know it's a Cobra vessel, but it is now commandeered by Shipwreck. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at Shipwreck's accessories first. Set him aside. There you go, matey. Alright, so Shipwreck came with this percussion cap and ball pistol. Kind of a reminiscent back to the old days of John Paul Jones, save for the scope, which they didn't have scopes back then. From what I could recall from history, that scopes didn't come out until after the Civil War. But this is made out of a silver rubbery type material. Comes with a wrist strap. He came with Polly, the belligerent parrot, to match his owner. Polly does clip onto Shipwreck's left hand. They have that wristband for Polly to rest on. He won't sit on any other hand properly. But what's common with Polly, you either find him with his toes broken, one of the toes broken off, or his entire foot, sorry about that, his entire foot missing. So look for that on the aftermarket. Also came with this boarding hook, which really isn't necessary, but piratey indeed. Shipwreck was kind of a rogue as it was. So it had a handle and these hooks. The boarding hook was used to sling across the rail of another ship. Then the pirates would draw the ship in closer so they could jump across and board that ship. So let's go ahead and take a look at Shipwreck himself. Oh yeah, before I do that, I did promise to show you the gun. Whoa, knock down the display, why don't you? Alright, so here it is. Sorry, I'm shooting off my phone. Software failed. But here it is. This is actually a flintlock pistol. Pulls back. This is the frizzen. Shipwreck was a cap and ball. It was the later version. This was, the hammer was changed out and there was a firing pin, so to speak, that's put on there. Put a percussion cap on and fire. But with this, it's a flintlock. The flint would attach in here, strike the frizzen, which would send a spark down into the firing pan, and bam, the bullet would, or the ball would come out. So, as promised, there it is. So here's Shipwreck. He is wearing your typical sailor outfit, his navy blue with his navy dungarees. I mentioned in a quick look that sailors wear bell bottoms for when they go overboard. They could pull their pants off over their boots and tie the cuffs together and blow the pants up at the waist and use as a temporary flotation device. He does have a holster, on his right leg. It's sculpted on there fairly nicely. He's wearing a black belt with a gold belt buckle in the shape of an anchor. The belt wraps all the way around his waist with some additional pouches. He's wearing a short sleeve shirt, unbuttoned, no dog tags, which kind of a missed opportunity, I think, but it shows his roguish nature, not wearing an undershirt. Very nice sculpt on this, though. They have his buttons, if you can see that. Yeah. You see his buttons sculpted on there on his pockets and down the front of his shirt. His rank insignia there on his right arm. Short sleeves and some nice sculpted in wrinkles. Wearing his signature sailor hat. And he's bearded. And what good is a sailor without a tattoo? From what I've been told about modern sailors, and I'm sure this has been about sailors dating way back, it is customary and tradition for a sailor to get a tattoo once they cross the equator, and they get the term shellback from that. It's a moniker. So sailor, giving Shipwreck having a tattoo looks like a shark. If anybody knows different, please let me know. Shipwreck is a shellback. So pretty cool. You know, he's also wearing black gloves, which just really punches the character up, you know, makes him pop a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get into his file card. It says up in the upper left hand corner, sailor, codename Shipwreck, file name Delgado Xavier X, serial number 924925856, primary military specialty, gunner's mate, secondary military specialty, machinist, birthplace Chula Vista, California. That was also mentioned in the Sunbow series. His grade is CPO, or Chief Petty Officer. It says Shipwreck grew up in the shadows of the Navy. Sorry, I'm fighting a sinus infection. So he grew up in the shadow of the Navy, especially in the shadow of the sprawling San Diego Navy Yards. He enlisted at the youngest possible age with his parents' permission, and he proceeded to serve with distinction in the Mekong Delta, which he was in Vietnam, where hand-to-hand fighting with river pirates, smugglers, insurgents, and was the order of the day. He put in time at Gitmo and Yokosuka, and he was on hand at certain carrier-initiated operations in the Middle East. Second paragraph, he graduated Navy Gunnery School at Great Lakes, qualified expert M16, M14 Browning, the M14 Browning 50 caliber, and the 20 millimeter Oerlikon AA gun, or anti-aircraft, or ACAC. And then model 1911 A1 as the 45 caliber pistol. But they give him a cap and ball for his character, which is cool. You know, like I said, it's a throwback to the Navy, or to the old pirating days of the 16th and 17th and 18th centuries. Shipwreck, at the bottom paragraph, it reads in quotes, Shipwreck is your quintessential sailor. He can splice a line, fried powdered eggs, in the tooth of a gale and eat them, tell taller tales than a Senate Appropriations Committee, and take a 3-day liberty in Thule, Greenland, and come back smiling. Okay, I'm not going to touch that one. All right, so when Shipwreck was released, he came out in all new body parts. This was a one-time sculpt for him. Those parts were never reused with any other action figure. Shipwreck was also came out in many different variations. He is a very popular figure. His last release came out in 2015. He's wearing a wool cap or a beanie, a t-shirt, and green camo pants. Still wearing his signature gloves. A Tiger Force Shipwreck version 18 came out in 2013, which is, it looks pretty cool. I mean, anything Tiger Force is just simply awesome. So there were 19 variations of Shipwreck. He is fairly common on the aftermarket. The prices are kind of steep, given the popularity. Given the popularity of the character. He by himself, just no accessories, depending on condition, starts from $8 and goes up to around 10 or 12. With all of his accessories except for the file card, I've seen him go as little as $10 in pretty bad shape with a broken poly, some paint wear on him. In nice condition like mine, it goes start around 15, and with his file card, $20 on up. These are set prices. These aren't auction prices. But I got lucky with him, got him pretty cheap. I'll never share the exact prices that I pay, but I just happened to come across the auction as last few minutes and paid. I got a very decent deal on him. Let's just put it that way. So Shipwreck is a really cool figure. I enjoy it. 1985 brought us a very nice beginning and a new generation of G.I. Joes. They added the head on the rocker. They put a ball joint on the head. So that just added to the splendor of the figures. 83 or 82 gave us the swivel arm battle grip. 83, sorry, gave us a swivel arm battle grip, and 85 just really punched it up for us. So there are a few things I want to point out with Shipwreck. If you want one complete, watch out for the boarding hook, or not his boarding hook, but the hook on the side of his pants here. This does break off very easily. I don't know if that shows up, but there is this is starting to show some white stress marks on it. So don't be afraid to ask the seller questions. If you see the hook on there, don't be afraid to ask if it's been repaired. It is something that breaks off fairly easily. The hook was intended to either store his boarding hook or to hang his pistol, which it's pretty nice. My friends and I, we never played with, or I shouldn't say never, we rarely played with his boarding hook. It's just not really a necessary accessory for him. And Shipwreck has his, you see on the file card, has his pistol tied onto his wrist with a rope, and that's something that pirates did do. They did have holsters, but if they wanted to get to their pistols quickly, what they did was tied ropes around each pistol and hung them around their neck. That way they could fire, ditch the pistol, flip it around, use it as a club. You could also parry sword glances with it. You know, this was a one-time, one-shot deal. So, yeah, Shipwreck is a nice throwback to the golden age of piracy, which was from about the late 1600s into the 1700s. And by that time, England was getting pretty sick of pirates raiding all their vessels, and stopped giving them pardons and say, if you give up the life of piracy, you know, we'll let you retire with all your loot, but give the king his taxes and we'll let you go. But that ended. It was an all-out, is open season on piracy, and that's with Blackbeard. He met his demise because of that. Robert Maynard came out and was dispatched by the king to go out and capture Blackbeard, and history has it that he met his fate right off of the coast of the Carolinas near Ocracoke Island, and he had been shot like 16 times and stabbed multiple times, and finally his head was, he was chopped really bad down his shoulder, and that brought him down to his knees, and then Robert Maynard dispatched him quickly, took his head and flew it on the bowsprit of his ship, took it back to England. So to tie that into Shipwreck and G.I. Joe, that pistol just gave that little bit of pistol, little bitty pistol, just told a whole story about the era of piracy and Shipwreck. I mean, he was a loyal G.I. Joe member, but he also had that roguish nature about him. It was when Flint and Mutt found him, he was in a dive, a Cobra bar in the middle of a desert, and Shipwreck was just kind of piratey acting, sipping a cup of coffee and reading a newspaper, and it was a really good episode. So needless to say, Hasbro, the writers, Larry Hama and Sunbow, they really did a good job with illustrating Shipwreck and his roguish nature, and he's an old salt. Let's put it that way. You know, mentioning that he could splice a line, which every sailor needs to know. He could fry powdered eggs. That's how salty he is. He could fry a powdered egg in the tooth of a gale and eat them. His ship is just rocking its way, and he's just chowing down on these powdered eggs. You could tell taller tales in a Senate Appropriations Committee. Yeah, you know, he has those fish stories. And like I said, I'm not going to mention his 3-day liberty in Thule, Greenland, and come back smiling. I'll let that imagination play. This is a family show, so you guys just go ahead and paint your own picture with that. This is rated G for general audiences. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. This channel can't exist without you. I really appreciate all of you, especially to all my new subscribers. Thanks again, Ed, for this night landing. So I thought you deserved the honor of having this featured in a review. I'm going to, well, you already know about this, but it'll be, this review will be aired today. My work schedule is really fluctuating. Things are busy at the hospital. So I will put this up online today instead of my regular Tuesday show. I might have something for you later on in the week. I really appreciate you guys. Also, don't forget about the giveaway that I'm holding. So when I reach 100 subscribers, I'll be giving away an 82 RAM cycle. So I hope you guys will share this video with your friends, get some subscriptions built up, and get in a chance to win this cycle. I'm buying a lot of duplicates of G.I. Joes, so vehicles, figures, so I could give these away as just little incentives here and there when I reach milestones in my channel. I started doing these reviews it'll be a year in July, so I'll be holding an anniversary giveaway as well. Won't say what that prize is. So that's just a few short months away now. But I really enjoy this. I enjoy sharing my collection with you, my knowledge of G.I. Joe. I'm still learning about this, so please forgive the errors I make here and there. I get a lot of my research online, also just personal perspective, things that I've learned from other reviewers, other collectors who aren't reviewers. Spend time talking with any collector. So go ahead and leave me a comment. I really love hearing from you guys. I've made some really great friends from these reviews. Skull's Review, check his channel out. He and I have been chatting back and forth. He's just somebody I met doing these reviews. He has some really cool toys. I think he lives in a basement of a Toys R Us. Of course, HCC 788, he has some great reviews. He and I kindled a really good friendship over the years. Form BX 257, and of course Joe Fan 82. There's G.I. Joe Berg. There's all these reviewers out there, just around the world. I mean, Form BX is from Canada. G.I. Joe Berg is from South Africa, Johannesburg. I have one viewer, Bjorn, which I did a review for him, a request. He's from Norway. I mean, YouTube and modern technology has brought all of us together, and it's really cool hearing about how G.I. Joe has affected our lives, has touched us in a very sentimental way, and that is cool. And for a long time I thought I was kind of weird, because here I am, a 40-something man collecting toys, but there are plenty of men my age, younger and older, who are collecting these toys still. So I'm in I've cast my lot in with some good guys here. So I also hope you liked a little pirate hack at the beginning. I enjoy doing pirate reenacting. I entertain children that way. So let's get this video out there. Let's get it shared. Get some subscriptions up. Get some views up. That way I can start getting some ad revenue. I'm not quite ready for Patreon yet, but let's get some ad revenue going. That way I could buy more toys to share with you guys, for giveaways, also to review on the channel. I'm not wanting just to build up my collection. I have my own personal collection aside, which I use my personal money on. Let's get these views up so ad revenue can start coming in, and I'll use that for giveaways. How's that sound? Sound like a deal? All right. So let's go ahead and share this video. Let's get these. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. All right, so I'll go ahead and end this. You guys have a great day. This has been Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.